Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the heart. So I hope you all had a good Christmas, and I hope you all have a fantabulous 2018. We're going to be looking at a general reading for you for January 2018, the first 2 weeks, 1st to the 15th of January 2018. Universe Spirit, what's coming in for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the first 2 weeks of January 2018. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs, Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs for the first 2 weeks of January 2018. Show me. Alright, we're using my usual Rider-Waite. I'm using the Radiant Rider-Waite deck though, okay. Splitting the deck into 3, collecting it back up, and we're going to have a look. You've got a love reading coming up as well. Right, so funny because you've got reversals in this deck and not one of these cards is reversed, which is interesting. Okay, one of them is, well, 2. Right now guys, you're the 4 of Swords in the first 2 weeks of January 2018. The 4 of Swords is all about rest, respite, recovery. It's about contemplation. Sometimes this can be where you're ignoring something as well when you get the 4 of Swords. You're not willing to take action on a situation. You might be many of those things. You might be in recovery, some of you guys. It is after Christmas, I guess. Time of, you know, mirth and happiness and overindulgence, rich wine and rich foods and all that type of thing. Some of you guys, you might be contemplating what the next step is. You might be taking a bit of a pause, a bit of a break. I think that right now, you guys being this 4 of Swords, you're taking a little bit of a pause and a break. Maybe you're contemplating something within your life here, Gemini. The reason for this, what the cause of this is the 3 of Cups. So some of you guys, this could be friendships. For some of you guys, the 3 of Cups can also speak about overindulging when you get the 3 of Cups. There's certain cards in the tarot that talk about us overindulging in certain areas. And that's 3 of Cups. 9 of Cups is another energy showing overindulgence. Sometimes the Empress can be that as well. Might be friends, might be family, might be people that are close to you. It looks like you're taking a break because the reason for this is to do with either friendships, close relationships with that 3 of Cups, and it can also be about overindulging. In the recent past, you guys have, I feel, with this Chariot, I think that you've been trying to control a certain area or element in your life. The Chariot is all about victory and success, Gemini, but it also, when you get the Charioteer and you've got these 2 Sphinxes in front of the Charioteer, what the Charioteer is trying to do is go, whoa, whoa, because if he doesn't control the Sphinxes, he's likely to go over, he's likely to become this. So he has to be in control. Now the Sphinxes on the Chariot are really representative of an internal struggle that one goes through. So it can be a struggle of any type. Sometimes this is classed as being a decision-making card, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to control 2 elements in order to arrive at a goal or a destination or having some form of a victory. So I feel that you guys in the recent past have, with this Chariot energy, been trying to control maybe some form of an internal struggle. Because I feel that the reason that everything is happening is either friendships or this is something about overindulging for Gemini. And as a result of that, in the recent past, you guys have been maybe trying to control something, trying to control some form of internal struggle that you've got going on. Because I think that you've got an ultimate goal that you want to achieve with this Chariot. What's challenging you is the 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles is all about group energy. And when you get the 3 of Pentacles, it's all about teamwork, it's all about working with others, it's all about collaborating, it's all about harmonious relationships. It's about starting new ventures that could lead to a new success or the potential for success with that 3 of Pentacles. But it seems it might be a team of people, a group of people that might be your challenge at the moment, which is why the energies around you will be the Devil energy in first 2 weeks of January 2018, Gemini. The Devil means there's good and bad in every single card you get in the tarot, and the Devil is no different. It's not wholly a negative card. This is a good card you get when you want to lose weight, for example, and you become completely self-focused, you're completely determined, you're completely motivated, and you don't let up. This is a good card to get when you are needing to control your finances. This is a card about control. So it's a good card when you want to do something, when you want to achieve something and the devil energy is around you. It's a good card to get. But in the main, the devil is about negativity, and sometimes it's about restriction. Sometimes it's about feeling chained and feeling burdened by others, or feeling burdened by a restriction that we've got going on. Sometimes this is about unhealthy habits that need to be broken. And I feel as a result of your challenge being maybe a group energy with that Three of Pentacles, it might be devising a plan with the Three of Pentacles. It might be a new structure, a new venture that you're entering into with that Three of Pentacles energy. It might be a meeting for some of you, socialising with that Three of Pentacles energy being your challenge. I feel that the energies around you will be the devil, and it's almost like with the energy being the devil, there is some form of a restriction I'm seeing here around Gemini in the first 2 weeks of January 2018. Now, whether this is an external restriction or whether this is something that you're imposing on yourself, I am seeing devil isn't always toxic. Devil is sometimes just a restriction. Sometimes it's a fear that you can't break out of. I'm getting the sense that you're stuck in something here, Gemini. Because at the heart of everything, the root issue is about Three of Cups. This might be overindulging, or it could be harmonious groups, or working harmoniously with a group of people, friendships. And as a result of that, the energies around you, there, guys, therefore are the devil. I think if this is overindulgence, I think the energies are about trying to break a habit. It's not reversed to say that you're trying to break that habit, but the attention or your focus will be on, with this devil energy, some form of restriction that seems to be holding you back, Gemini, or it needs to be broken with that devil energy. And the most likely outcome will be the Page of Swords. I'm seeing you guys taking action. You're initiating a new ideal, a new thought, a new plan with that Page of Swords. If you think about the devil is a lot of the time a mindset I've found within the tarot. It can be an external restriction that you find around you. This can be a very powerful boss. It can be somebody who's overly controlling. But if the devil is within you, there is something here that you need to break out of. The energies will be focused on, I feel, some form of a fear that Gemini has, some form of a restriction, but I think it's an internal thing. Because I feel that as a result of that, the most likely outcome is you're going to break free from this. You've got the Page of Swords. And it's about taking those ideas, no matter how small that idea might be with the Page of Swords, and initiating that idea. So it's about acting with the Page of Swords. Putting those ideas into action with the Page of Swords energy. And it looks like it's as a result to break free from this devil energy around you. Because the root energy might be that you like to indulge a little bit too much in this, and you need to break free from it with that Page of Swords energy. So it's more like mind over matter. Coming in, you've got the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be a card about avoidance or using a strategy. And it might be that some of you guys are formulating some form of a strategy. Seven of Swords can be indicative of a Gemini individual or have Gemini energy. So some of you guys will experience the Seven of Swords in the immediate future. If it's an external person, this might be somebody who's quite deceptive. Influences coming in, I feel, like communication. Two of Cups. This is about communicating with others that you feel that you're on the same page with. It might be somebody around you that's very understanding with that Two of Cups energy. Your fears are the Tower reverse, and I think that your fears are avoiding or delaying what you need to do. It's a Tower in the reverse means that you suppress. So often this card will come up and it will say that I'm trying to avoid a catastrophe, or I'm trying to avoid some form of inevitable change. And I think that your fears are avoiding, delaying what is inevitable in the first 2 weeks of January 2018, Gemini. As a result of the Seven of Swords, and I think this is a good card right now, I think that this is you guys devising a strategy, or finding some form of a strategy with that Seven of Swords energy. Coming in, that strategy might be about finding help, or having someone that you can communicate with, somebody who'll understand you with the Two of Cups. I think as a result of that, the overall outcome for the first 2 weeks in January 2018 is the Eight of Swords in the reverse, which is a very good card because it represents being released from bondage, whether that's your mental limitation, whether that's a physical energy, whether that's an external energy. You're being released from it. So old habits are starting to be released here. bondage, chains. And I'm seeing from the centre of the reading, you guys seem to feel chained or in bondage with the devil energy. And it's as a result of that Three of Cups. The reason that everything is happening, this might be people around you that it's happening, it might be friends. But Three of Cups is not always the best people around you. Yeah, you might be in harmony with someone when you're doing drugs together. You might be harmonious with a group of people when you're drinking yourselves underneath the table. You might be in harmony with people when you're, you know, doing something that makes you feel good. But as a result of that, your focus around you, or what your energies will be on, what you'll be focused on in the first 2 weeks of January 2018, is that you guys really do feel enslaved, because the devil means to feel enslaved. I feel that you guys feel enslaved by this. This is either a friendship or you guys are indulging in something, but I feel that the energies as a result of this Three of Cups is that you guys are feeling enslaved. You're feeling trapped by this situation, and as a result of that, it might be some of you guys, the most likely outcome is you're going to be telling the truth, because Page of Swords is a truth teller. Page of Swords shows up when you're being honest, and when you're opening up and you're saying, actually, this is how I really feel about the situation. Either way, whether it's by the spoken word, whether it's about an idea that you're starting to initiate, I see you breaking the chains. Because I feel that in the recent past, you guys with this Chariot energy, you have been trying to control your emotions, which the Chariot can indicate. You've been trying to control some form of an internal struggle, or get some form of strength. I think that you've been trying to overcome an internal struggle with that Chariot energy, because your challenge is a group. Again, we've got these 2 threes. For me, this is a group of people around you more than anything. Your challenge is working with a group of people, developing a relationship with a group of people. Because I feel that as a result of that, the energies around you are that you feel enslaved. Especially, it might be that there is one person who is the ringleader. There might be one person who has more power over you and a set of people around you. But I feel as a result of that, the immediate future is saying you guys are working out some form of a strategy. And I think it's to avoid the situation. I think it's to run away from the situation. Seven of Swords in the upright means to avoid and also to run away. So I see you guys trying to run away from an individual or a group. It's not an individual, it's a group of people I'm seeing you guys wanting to run away from. And I think that this group of people, the tarot is nuanced. So just because you got a nice card like the Three of Cups in the upright, it doesn't always mean it's good. Sometimes this is the card about gossip. So you might be involved in a group of people who gossip. And it might be that as a result of that, the energy is, I feel enslaved. I feel chained by these individuals. I feel powerless. And it might be the most likely outcome is you're going to be telling the truth to one of them, or to this group, or maybe to a ringleader, somebody that you feel very put upon by with this Page of Swords. You'll find a way to break through initiating something with this Page of Swords. I am seeing you guys strategizing, trying to avoid a group. And I think it's more than likely by assimilating yourselves, Gemini, with people that understand you, or with somebody who you get on with that Two of Cups energy showing there. I think there's a group you don't like being around. And I think you're going to start assimilating yourself with people that are more like-minded like you. And that's how you release this chain, this bondage that you're in. And I think it's around a group of people. Let's get some clarifiers on these areas. Why is Gemini the Four of Swords in the first 2 weeks of January 2018? Why is Gemini the Four of Swords in the first 2 weeks of January 2018? Show me. Okay, so I feel that you're withdrawn from an unhappy and an unstable environment. I think that you guys are withdrawing. Four of Swords. I think you're bowing out with this Four of Swords energy. Some of you guys, it might be that Four of Wands in the reverse can also be a move. So it might be some of you guys are contemplating a move with both of those cards. Or you're withdrawing from a very unstable and insecure environment that you're in with that Four of Wands in the reverse. Because the reason for this is the Three of Cups. The reason that everything is happening is the Three of Cups. And why is the Three of Cups the reason for why everything is happening? Why is the Three of Cups for Gemini the reason that everything is happening? Okay, so I feel that there is a group of people that you do not feel happy with. I feel there's a group of people, this is the Three of Cups here, so I feel there's a group of people with this Three of Cups energy here. The Sun is in the reverse. So the Sun in the reverse represents a feeling of unhappiness. It also represents when you don't feel that you can stand out, and you don't feel that you can really shine, and you don't feel that you can really be, I guess, at your best with the Sun in the reverse. There's a group of people that I don't feel that you feel very happy with, but I feel you don't feel happy with these group of people with this Sun in the reverse because they don't allow you to be who you want to be. The Sun in the upright is a wonderful card, and in the tarot the Sun can really be anything that you want it to be because the Sun is about happiness. There's no hard and fast rules really to this Sun card. The Sun in the upright, it can be about many things. It can be about ego. It can be about self-confidence. And I think there is a group of people that you guys lack confidence with because Sun is reversed. It represents a lack of confidence when it's reversed as well. It might be that you have to hide your light underneath a bushel amongst these group of people. You can't truly stand out. You can't truly be who you want to be because of who these people are. As I said, don't be fooled that just because the Three of Cups is in the upright that these are a good set of people. It doesn't always represent harmonious relationships. You can get harmony in a relationship when you're doing pot, when you're doing cocaine. You can get harmony in relationships when you're doing heroin. Because you're all in it. You're all mucking into a situation together. So you can get your harmony in anything you want in life. It doesn't always mean that it's a good type of harmony. There's a group of people, I think, around you, Gemini, and I think that you guys feel a lack of confidence with these individuals. With this Sun energy. I think this group of people makes you feel unhappy with the Sun in the reverse. I think this group of people makes you feel a lack of confidence in yourself with the Sun in the reverse. And I feel in the recent past, you've experienced the Chariot. And why has Gemini experienced the Chariot in the recent past? Why has Gemini experienced the Chariot in the recent past? Well, there you go, the Six of Swords. I think that you guys have been, I mean, both cards are about moving on. You've got the Six of Swords here. Okay, but I feel that you've been struggling and you've faced an internal struggle with this Chariot energy. Because what you guys want to do is you want to move away, Six of Swords. You want to leave this group of individuals. Now, the Chariot, yes, it is about moving on. It's about success and victory. But the card really does indicate to you, well, what do we need to do to achieve that with the Chariot? Sometimes the Chariot is all about trying to control our emotions. Sometimes the Chariot is all about, well, what we need to do with the Chariot is we need to try and find a way to work through two opposing forces, because you've got the light and the dark. It's like the High Priestess. You've got the negative and the positive. You've got two sides. And with the Chariot here, what he's trying to do is he's trying to bring two opposing forces together so he can move forward. So this person faces a direct internal struggle in order to get to where he wants to go. And I think that you guys in the recent past have faced an internal struggle with that Chariot energy because you want to move on with the Six of Swords. Your challenge is the Three of Pentacles. Why is the challenge the Three of Pentacles for Gemini? Why is the challenge in the first 2 weeks of January 2018 the Three of Pentacles? Show me. Well, I feel that your challenge is working with a group of people in which somebody is not pulling their weight. You've got the Three of Coins. We could explain this maybe a couple of ways. One of the ways we could explain it is that your challenge is working in a group of people. It's teamwork. So it's working alongside a team of people. And the challenge is this, because this Page of Pentacles, either one of these people is being lazy and they're not putting any effort into an enterprise or a venture, or this is a failed venture, because the Page of Pentacles in the reverse is a failed venture. So some of you guys, it might be that your challenge is working within a team because you feel that the venture is going to fail. It might be that the challenge is working within a team of people because you feel that somebody's not putting in the work. Page of Pentacles reverse suggests somebody who's lazy. Somebody who gets bored easily. Somebody who doesn't do the research. Somebody who doesn't do things in the long... They don't work towards a long-term goal. They expect everything just to appear there and then without having to put the effort in. And I think that your challenge is working within a group of people. It might be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn person, Gemini that you're dealing with the Page of Pentacles reverse. I think that your challenge is working within a team because somebody, it's either that somebody's not putting the effort in, or this could be you, the Page of Pentacles reverse. You don't want to put the effort into this teamwork with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Might be you feel that this is a pointless venture. Which is why the energies around you are the Devil. And why is the energies around Gemini the Devil in the first 2 weeks of January 2018? Why is the energies around Gemini, the devil, in the first 2 weeks of January 2018? Show me. Well, because you're not being rewarded. You guys, the energies are, you guys feel trapped. The devil. You feel in bondage. You feel chained. You feel restricted from doing what you want to do with the devil in the upright. Because these two people here are chained to a devil. They could release themselves, but they don't. But that's not the point. The point is they've got two people here who are chained by an external figure. By something that they feel is greater than themselves, and something that they feel powerless towards. So the devil can be anything. It can, as I said, be a very irritating, very bossy, very domineering boss. The devil can be drugs. The devil can be temptation. The devil can be all sorts of things, but it's something that keeps somebody chained or bondaged to a certain pattern of behaviour, or to a certain lifestyle, or to many years of doing something. So, for example, if the devil shows up in a relationship reading, if, you know, I've done readings on people, even my own family, Gemini, and I've seen the devil in the outcome, and it's come true. Because I've had family members say, you know, I want to leave this person, but I can't leave them because the money. How are we going to pay for separate houses? How are we going to do this? If I leave this person, how am I going to do that? How am I going to live? How am I going to survive? Am I ever going to meet anybody else? The devil seeks to change someone. Unless you are the devil and you're the type of person who's really kind of very focused and you've got a goal that you want to achieve. You want to save money with this devil. Maybe devil and the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is about money and being responsible. And the devil is saying, I need to control what little I have with the Page of Pentacles energy. It's a good card when it comes up for wanting to, having a goal, like wanting to get fit, or wanting to save money, that type of thing. It's not such a good card when it tells you that you're being chained or bondaged to something you don't want to be chained and bondaged to. And your energies are, around you is the devil. You are restricted by this group of people. Because justice. This chain, this bondage is bringing a sense of injustice to you. There's a sense of unfairness. And I feel that the energies around you is that a devil is bringing to you a sense of limitation, but also with the justice in the reverse, this is a case where you are not receiving what you want. You aren't able to free yourself. The energy around you is, Gemini, in the first 2 weeks of January 2018, I'm not able to free myself, and this is bringing in a sense of feeling unbalanced with the justice card in the reverse. I don't feel that I'm being rewarded, or I don't feel that I'm getting everything that I want. So being chained to this does not bring any rewards. The justice card in the reverse. Being around a group of people that seem to have you chained and in bondage is not bringing you any rewards with the justice card in the reverse. Because your challenge is the Three of Coins. It's either working within a group of people in which you don't feel that this will be a successful venture, or it'll be working in a group of people where you don't really want to invest and you don't want to actually build this venture, because the Page of Pentacles in the upright is all about building a new business, for example, or investing in a new business. Or this could be you're working in a team of people in which one of you is not particularly pulling their weight. And it might be as a result of that, the energies around you, Gemini, are, well, this restriction that I have within this team, within this group of people, is not bringing me any rewards, so why should I bother? The most likely outcome for the first 2 weeks of January 2018, Gemini, will be the Page of Swords in the upright. And why is the Page of Swords in the upright? Why is the most likely outcome for Gemini on this reading the Page of Swords in the upright? Show me. That tried to flick out before and I put it back in. Death came out again reversed. You guys will be, I feel, communicating that you feel that this situation is going nowhere. Death in the reverse. There's two ways I'm going to read this. It's either that you're going to start acting on what your true beliefs are, communicating that, because the Death in the reverse. Because this situation isn't going to bring any type of transformation to your life, with death being in the reverse. It can't transform you. It can't bring in any type of difference to you whatsoever. or you're going to be communicating with that Page of Swords. Page of Swords, remember, is a truth teller. So you might be communicating to these people, whoever these people are, whoever this person is. While you communicate, you tell the truth that you don't feel that this situation is going to lead anywhere. You're just going to go around in circles with death in the reverse. Coming in, what I'm seeing is the Seven of Swords. So what you're going to experience in the immediate future is the Seven of Swords. Why will Gemini experience the Seven of Swords in the immediate future of this situation? Why will Gemini experience in the immediate future the Seven of Swords? Well, I feel that you find a way. The Seven of Swords. I feel that what you do here, what you'll experience is the ability with this Seven of Swords energy to, and it's not even avoiding, because the Five of Wands is in the reverse. Five of Wands reverse for me often means that you are starting to temper a very difficult situation. This means the ending of a dispute often with the Five of Wands in the reverse. Sometimes this card can mean somebody still wants a dispute. And I think if somebody still wants to move the dispute up a gear with the Five of Wands in the reverse, you guys will find a way to avoid that. I feel if the Five of Wands is the end of the dispute, you guys are going to find a way to strategize how you end this dispute, how you end this worry, how you end this problematic energy with the Five of Wands in the reverse. So this is you guys with the Seven of Swords strategizing. And with the Five of Wands in the reverse, how you end a dispute. How you end this internal worry that you're going on. This conflict within you over this situation. I think you're finding a way to do that. Because what you'll experience is the Two of Cups. Why will Gemini experience the Two of Cups? Why would Gemini experience the Two of Cups? I think that you're going to be having a discussion with somebody who will be very supportive, very kind, very understanding with that Two of Cups, on how you stay within a group, I feel, with this Eight of Cups reversed, without rustling anybody else's feathers. Because I feel here that you guys don't want to leave a situation. You just don't want to work within a particular group of people. The Eight of Cups reverse means not to leave. It might be for some of you guys you're discussing how you return back to something else. So maybe this is something new that some of you guys went into, Gemini, and you've found that by working with a new set of people it's not working out for you. So some of you guys might be discussing with that Two of Cups with a like-minded soul, with somebody who's understanding, somebody who's very supportive with that Two of Cups, how you return. Some of you guys, it might be that you're trying to make some form of an agreement on how you return to something else. Or it might be that you're trying to form some form of an agreement with the Two of Cups on how you try and mitigate the situation without having to leave it. But in other words, how do I stay where I am without having to stay around a particular group of people with that Eight of Cups in the reverse? Yeah, and you've got this Fool energy. This is about a new opportunity. So I do feel that you guys have entered into something new and you're working with a set of people. But these set of people, I think I've dropped some cards somewhere. I'm not sure. Where have they gone? Let's have a look. Where are we? Five of Wands, Four of Swords, hang on. Oh, where are those cards gone? There's a set of cards that seem to have just vanished. That's very odd. Oh, there they are. They were on the... You've got the Fool here, and this is all about a new opportunity. So you wouldn't return to a new opportunity, would you? I think this is how you stay within something new that you've been doing with that Fool energy. Because the Eight of Cups in the reverse, it might be also that you're discussing with someone that you feel in limbo. You don't know whether to stay or go in terms of this new opportunity with the Fool energy. Some of you guys, it might be you're communicating, you don't know whether to stay and take a risk. The Fool card is to take a risk and the Eight of Cups means to stay. So there's many things that you're going to need to discuss in this situation here, Gemini. Your fears will be the Tower reversed. Why will Gemini's fears be the Tower reversed? Why will Gemini's fears be the Tower reversed? Show me. Well, your fears will be avoiding avoiding the Magician. Now, the Magician is all about a new phase, and this is about the startup of a new venture. So when you get the Magician, this is about manifestation. And it's almost like your fears are to avoid. The Magician also means to act, though. So it might be that you're afraid that you're going to avoid acting on what your hunch is in this situation. So in other words, you're afraid, I feel, Gemini, about not saying anything and just going with the flow, I feel, with this Magician energy. Because the Magician means to act. Remember, the Magician is about the ideas that we have. So you can act as a magician in any which way you like. Doesn't always mean about manifestation and all the, forget tarot and the bigger meanings of the cards. Because sometimes it doesn't play out that way. Your Tower card can be where you drop a whole load of dishes on the floor when you're washing up. That can be your Tower moment. It doesn't always mean, oh, big catastrophe, terrible. Not all the time. The catastrophe is what you make it in the tarot, okay, with the Tower. Because we're living a 21st century life, and sometimes these major energies are small energies concerning other people. So it might be that the Tower would show up for an individual. You do a one-day reading, you say, what will my day be like today? And you get the Tower showing up. Now, it might be that you go to bed and you see a huge, big spider on the wall, and that'll be your Tower moment, because that's the breakdown moment. That's like, shit! That's your catastrophe moment in the Tower, seeing a huge, big spider on the wall. So some people, the spider wouldn't mean anything. It wouldn't be their Tower moment. So the Tower can very much be just a personal card to what you don't like. Tower in the reverse is about avoiding. And I feel that with this Magician, this is about you guys avoiding acting on what you know to be true. So avoiding taking action on ideas, on what your thoughts are around this situation. In other words, ignoring it. And I think that's what your fears are, to ignore whatever this situation is and just let it slide. The overall outcome is the Eight of Swords in the reverse. And why is the overall outcome for Gemini the Eight of Swords reversed? Why is the overall outcome for Gemini the Eight of Swords in the reverse? Show me. Well, I think that you're being released from this situation, and this will be by a fair. This is either a person around you, Gemini. This can be you as well. But there seems to be you're being released here from a very limiting situation with the Eight of Swords. It's almost like you're being let out of prison. And it might be at the hands of a very fair and just individual, a King of Swords. So somebody that understands your plight and says, okay, I'll release you from that project if you don't get on with your co-workers. I can help you out with that. I don't think that this is you, though. Because I think that there's somebody else that's going to help you get out of whatever this situation is. For some of you guys, I'm reading this feeling that this might be a work situation, it feels like to me. There's a team of people you're working with, and I don't think they're bringing you much joy at all. Let's get this reading again. For the first 2 weeks in January 2018, you guys, some of you guys might be feeling a little bit withdrawn with the Four of Swords energy from a unstable environment with that Four of Wands. Some of you guys are possibly contemplating a move with that Four of Swords being contemplation and Four of Wands in the reverse being a move. Because in your foundation, there's a group of people, Three of Cups, in the upright. And I'm reading this as a group of people who perhaps make you feel a lack of confidence with the Sun energy. They might not let you speak. They might not allow you to shine as an individual. They might not allow you to be who you usually are. They seem to be putting a really sort of dark cloud over you, I feel, Gemini, in the first 2 weeks of January. And as a result of that, in the recent past, you guys have been struggling. You've had an internal struggle with that Chariot energy about moving on from this situation, leaving the situation with the Six of Swords energy. Because your challenge is this group of people. I think it's either that you have no interest in this group, you don't feel that you can work successfully with this group of people, with this Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And for some of you guys, it might be that you're working within a group of people in which maybe one of the group, or it could even be a couple of the group, seem to be quite lazy and they don't seem to be pulling their weight. And as a result of that, the energies around you will be that you feel limited with the devil energy. You feel greatly, you feel in a certain sense of bondage and being chained. But also because you have a lack of freedom with the justice energy in the reverse. But also I feel that this energy, as a result of everything that I'm seeing here so far, you guys are feeling enchained and enslaved because you haven't received justice. This is not a rewarding situation for you. So you're feeling enslaved because this situation with this group of people, whoever they are, Gemini, it feels that there is a sense of injustice in this situation, especially if there are people around you who aren't pulling their weight within a team. Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse isn't necessarily a bitchy person or a nasty person. They're just lazy. And they don't see any point in putting any work or effort into a situation. So if it's somebody external to you, you've had enough of the individual. Maybe you're putting more effort and work into this situation than the other person is. But you guys are feeling very enslaved. The energies are, I feel tired, I feel enslaved, I feel put upon, I feel burdened. Because I don't feel that I'm being rewarded for all of the work that I do. Or for all of the effort I put in. And as a result of that, the most likely outcome will be, I feel, you guys who will start initiating or acting on new ideas, because this situation isn't going to change. Death in the reverse. It seemed to possibly have been a long-term situation that's been going on for quite a while with death in the reverse. There's been no change. Also, I feel that some of you guys will be communicating that you don't feel that you can grow or that you can, you know, transform or that you can change in terms of this situation, because it just seems that maybe some of you guys feel that it's really weird with this death in the reverse, because it's a lack of change, and it's also the inability to transform and change and to recognize that one needs to do that. But it's not your fault. It's somebody else's fault, I feel, in the reading, Gemini. I think that you're going to be communicating that things haven't changed with the death in the reverse, because if we look at the bottom of the reading, we've got the foundation saying that you've got could be three people around you, but it's a group of people with the Three of Cups that aren't allowing you to shine with the sun in the reverse. A group of people around you who might be with the sun energy showing here. It might be that they're bringing you a great deal of unhappiness. It might be that this group of people are doing things underneath the radar with the sun in the reverse. It might not be that they're not open about everything. They're not disclosing everything. There might be some gossiping going on here, for example. It might be with the Three of Cups in the upright and the sun in the reverse that you've got a group of people around you that are making you feel deeply unhappy with that sun energy in the reverse. And as a result of that, you guys are feeling chained. Because you feel a sense of injustice potentially for some of you guys around this group. Or you're feeling that if these people aren't letting you shine and they're kind of making you feel a lack of confidence in your own abilities with that sun in the reverse, it might be here, Gemini, that you feel enslaved by this situation. Because not only is it unfair with the Justice card, you're not being rewarded with justice in the reverse. And as a result of that, I'm seeing you guys communicating with that Page of Swords openly and honestly. The most likely outcome is you're going to really be saying your piece with that Page of Swords in the upright. That this situation has been going on for far too long. Because in the recent past, if we go back, you guys have been struggling. You've faced an internal struggle in terms of trying to move on from this situation. Remove yourself from it, distance yourself from it with the Six of Swords, even finding clarity. Internal struggle on how you move yourself from this situation, because your challenge is working with a group of people. It could be that it's simply one person that's lazy, or it could simply be that you're working with your challenges, you're working with a group of people that you don't really feel you can work alongside with that Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And as a result of that, I'm seeing you guys strategizing with this Seven of Swords on how you unravel this dispute and this difficulty with the Five of Wands in the reverse. Coming in, what you'll experience is, I feel, this is a chat, this is a talk. This is trying to find an agreement on how you possibly can remain where you are. Possibly by taking, maybe with that Fool card, a different route. Because your fears will be avoiding taking action on what your absolute belief is, I feel, in this situation with that Magician energy. It might also be that your fears are that somebody isn't disclosing something to you. Tower in the reverse shows non-disclosure. Maybe somebody is not disclosing something to you in this group and they're putting up some form of an illusion maybe with that Magician energy. The outcome, all's well that ends well. Is that you are freed. I'm seeing you guys being freed from this situation, Eight of Swords in the reverse. So I'm seeing you guys being let out of this prison, and I think it will be from a very kind, very just and very fair individual. And this would possibly, if it's a work situation, this will be a manager or somebody who's a little bit higher up than you, this King of Swords, because often he's seen as somebody who's in management. Somebody who runs a team of people, for example. A boss. I think you're going to be freed by a King of Swords energy. I don't think this is you. I think this is somebody other than you that's going to help you out of this situation. So, for the first 2 weeks in January 2018, Gemini, I do feel around you, you've got a group of people that you don't like, you don't get on with, you want out of the situation. I think you're going to be saying your piece for some of you guys around this situation. I think you're going to be working out a very good strategy on how you diffuse this situation with that Five of Wands in the reverse. I think the only way that you're going to be able to diffuse it, though, is by making an agreement in terms of being able to hold on to what you have at the moment by maybe taking a new route or a different path. I.e., I want to stay within the team, but I just don't want to work with those type of people. And I think that you get this in the end. By the first 2 weeks of January 2018, possibly going into the end of January 2018, I think you guys will be released from a very sort of restrictive, burdensome situation. Okay? Some of you guys, the energies around you you're going to be feeling very burdened by somebody who doesn't play fair, because you've got Justice in the reverse. That could be somebody who doesn't play fair. So you might be feeling very, very burdened by a person who doesn't play fair as well. But I feel that you'll be talking your piece here with the Page of Swords. You're going to be standing up for your rights with the Page of Swords in the upright, because this thing's been going on for too long. Death in the reverse. You can't see a light at the end of the tunnel with that Death in the reverse. And I feel the overall outcome is you get what you want, Gemini. You will be freed from this situation for some of you guys, Eight of Swords in the reverse. And it will be at the hands of somebody who's fair, just, and knows what the proper meaning of justice is for all and everyone. And that's the King of Swords. I don't have your angel cards to give you advice, I'm afraid, because I'm recording from a different location. But that's your reading, Gemini, for the first 2 weeks in January 2018. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I will see you guys on your love readings. Take care.